today's topic, it's conspiracy, and I wanted to get more into these DUMBs, these deep underground military bases, the ones that are known, but also kind of discuss, what we think about
the ones in Alaska and stuff that we were talking about, HARP and JPL and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's also a couple of them that I found too that was interesting. There's one in Iran, and then there's another. What is it? Another one in Croatia that I found too. So these aren't just deep underground military bases in the United States, but they're all over the world in different locations. So I figured we could dig into it if you want to. Well, first off, what do you think?
I'm here. Okay. It's gonna be noisy in the background for a little while.
All right. First off, what do you think about these military bases from what you've heard about them?
In regards to what do I think about them? What do you mean? I mean,
the first of all, like the secrecy behind them, the security, the fact that nobody knows what's really going on in there.
Yeah, I mean that's to be expected. And just regards to everything that our country is derived of, even like today, I watched what's his name, Powell's address to the Fed for the Fed or whatever, and like I'm listening to him talk in circles around you guys. Well, not just you guys, just in general, people that are listening, they're asking him the wrong questions, and he knows this. And then in regards to, it's almost like they're all staged. And the questions, they're all staged in the questions that they ask and the stuff that's to be answered. Excuse me. We live in a world where that's how we've been able to maintain secrecy and deception. And when that's threatened, we create more dispersion. We'll expose a little bit in order to protect a lot of it. So you'll find out more stuff. Because we'd rather you not find out the grunt of the stuff that we have hidden and that we have hurry up, pay attention, and that we have offered. And I guess for me, because I know, and it's not it's not like oh my God. I mean, like, it's kind of up to us to care enough to find out what's going on, to know enough what's going on, to pay attention enough what's going on. But people are so consumed with the deception that they don't even know. Like he was talking about like inflation dropping, and I just never mind, because I don't get paid enough to do this. I really don't. And it's just like I pay attention, but you can give people the knowledge, but to be deemed as if you don't know what you're talking about, there's no point to share it. Figure it out if I don't know. You know what I mean? If I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know.
Well, you brought up a good subject too. Like whenever they're doing these interviews, the questions and answers, do you think they're selected ahead of time? Like you're allowed to ask this question, but not this one?
It's like every 1 in 5 is random. You know what I mean? We have our certain people, and it's not even the questions, it's the people. We have certain people that are going to ask certain things, and they expect a certain answer. Because, see, there's no way that he'd be getting away with the answers that he provides if I was asking the questions. But then again, I'd be asking real questions. The questions that they're answering, he's telling you to your face exactly what they're going to answer, exactly what we're going to do. But he makes it sound like it's working in your favor because of the words that are being utilized. And it's crazy because we kind of just settle on that without asking for an explanation, without asking for further elaboration. We say, you know what? This is what this is. This is what this is going to happen. And it makes no sense because he's telling you that stuff is about to hit the fan. And he's literally saying it right to your face. And most people aren't watching him. They're watching Baddies, Atlanta or whatever. No, they're not paying attention. And he's telling them like, hey, we're about to like really, look, they're not worried about money because Christmas is around the corner. No matter how much stuff costs, you're going to buy it. You have no choice. So we hike up our prices first. You have no choice because you're conditioned. You're not smart enough to say, hey, I'm not going to be a product of this system. I'm going to actually eliminate from it. I'm going to separate from it. And so they'll say, oh, well, we expect inflation to go down. Yeah, it will. After the first of the year. Prices always go down after the first of the year. But not before we hike them up. Come on, boys. Let's go. Get down. Get your stuff and let's go. And so when we're hearing him say, "Oh yeah, we expect inflation to go down," he's telling you the truth. Less confusing. He's telling you the truth, but he's not telling you like when or how or what. Like I said, at Christmas time, everyone's going to shop no matter what because they're preconditioned to do this during the season, to outdo the next one. I was in before Halloween even hit. Walmart has a slew of Christmas stuff, and there was actually people buying it. Like in October, it's because they're conditioned. So no matter what the price is on something, people are going to purchase it. So we're not really worried about something. We put the price up high because we know we're going to make it in the dozen. They want to go to hit. They want to reach 5,000 for the S&P. About close to 5,000. They're not going to get it all the way, but that's why it dropped because you cannot buy it if it's too high. They got to drop it low enough for us to be. You know what I mean, for it to be something we like to purchase. For it to be ideal for us to purchase. People not paying attention to that, though. Like, so when you talk about the secret military business, I mean, everything's a secret. I guess I kind of digress, but everything's a secret. But it's not really a secret because they're having press conferences to tell you what's about to happen, but you're not paying attention. You're not listening. So if you're not listening, you're not paying attention, you're shocked and surprised. Where do you think these diseases come from? Okay, let me just explain to you. At a time that there were no doctors, people were unable to go to college and all this other stuff, I'm sure if these diseases were dominant, people would have been dying a lot more then. People die more now than they used to. And the reason being is that they'll say we made such advances in medical technology. No, you haven't. You created medical technology and the instances to have to use it. You created these diseases in these laboratories, you store them up, and you store them up. You store them up, and then once you store them up and they're exposed, you act like you're the savior of the world for the problem that you caused. Yeah. Oh, let me come act like I'm coming to rescue you. They're just being prepared for war. Like this Palestine.
That kind of leads into one thing that I was also brought up in one of our conversations too, like Area 51, okay? Everybody's so used to talking about this alien UFO part of it, but who's to say that they're not doing experiments on highly deadly diseases or germ warfare or gene, all the genetically modified stuff. Yeah.
Or humans. They're taking humans. They take children. They take humans. And some of them volunteer to do these type of things. Like there was a whole thing when they were talking. Oh, what is the name of the study? I don't remember. I'm not at home and I can have it in my notes. But the military had to sign, of course, NDAs. Like you're not going to tell about what happens here, and we're going to do these things here. And they literally, their whole section, their whole branch, their whole area was for them to have drugs that the government had created in the laboratory to experiment on them to see how well they could control the minds of other people. This went on for years. Yeah. Years. And so they claimed that it was to control the minds of the enemy. But you sit here and you tell me how many crumpets and teas and cupcakes are you going to pick up from your enemy? So how are you going to be able to poison the food of your enemy if you're not even getting close enough to feed them?
Yeah.
And so obviously the drug's not for us. The drug's not for the enemy. It's for the people that are going to trust me. It's for the people that's going to say, you know what? Oh, wow, this is delicious. Oh, wow, they're having a holiday party. Let me go here and have, you know what I mean? Downtown, shoot, they do downtown activities all the time. Winter gardening, you name it. They do so we're going to eat, and they pay for a little booth, and you don't know who's paying for the booth. You don't know who's in charge of what's being distributed. You just know, wow, I love those toaster strudels, or I love those whatever,
Yeah.
noodles, whatever, and you eat it, and now your mind's being controlled. It's so funny because somebody else just came out telling about the same thing, about how it's been proven that the government is accessing your mind and controlling you. I've been saying this for years. Now some, I guess, wealthy Caucasian says it, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we knew it. You're right." It's like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me right now? I was telling you guys that before it got out of hand, and no one wanted to listen to me. So I mean, like,
Well, what you're discussing kind of sounds like MK Ultra, because what we were talking about before about mind control and stuff like that, and I could understand, or I could believe it 100% that that's the kind of stuff taking place down there, you know, using mind altering drugs and every other form of compartmentalization and stuff that they could possibly use to try to alter the person's way of thinking, bizarre experiments and things of that nature. You know, it's something I could see being real. So.
And then when you're talking about utilizing like certain like I would say channeling, like that alone, television is that type of channeling. It tells you that when you're turning the channel, when you are watching a program, that's your programming, and it's just like what channel you're tuned in will be the frequency on which you vibrate on. And it's just crazy to me because we don't even think about something as simple as checking our phone, tuning into us. We think that we're just getting caught up today with what's going on. Hey, we're thinking that we're just getting caught up today and what's going on. But the truth be told, we're not just being caught up to date in what's going on. We're actually being shown the we're being shown how easy it is to be manipulated, but we're distracted because it's cool, it's shiny. You know what I mean? Like they say everything that glitters isn't gold. iPhone 15, like this how they think when they talk about the 5G. 5G was a big deal for people, and everybody was anti-5G until you had no choice but to get it if you wanted the newest this technology, the newest that technology. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my carrier because my people told me how to buy my 5G phones and not have to use 5G. They told me how. shout out to you. You know who you are. Like, they showed me how to do it. Look, let me show you. And so I know how to turn 5G off, but not everybody's privy to that. Not everyone's versed to that type of knowledge. And then you're sitting here and you're allowing certain type of ultraviolet rays and just certain type of radiations and frequencies to penetrate your system. It becomes the norm. All of a sudden, you're snappier than you, like we were talking about with the video games. You're snappier than usual. Video games are like the least of our worries because everyone does not play that. We're going to do something that everyone is going to access. We're going to intercept you through a means that everyone's going to actually be subjected to. Like even like we're talking about with food and stuff like that. We're talking about like with food and stuff like that. Not everyone's going to eat the same thing. We have to get away and make it appealing to you, even if it's in just the massive consumption of holidays. Not everyone does Halloween. Most people do Christmas. If you don't do Halloween or Christmas, most likely you do Thanksgiving. You do something.